Today, we are going to talk about the individual response section of DSE Paper 4. Before we start talking about today's topic, please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the bell icon below this video. Thank you. My apologies. The voiceover is generated by AI because Missy is having a sore throat. And AI is not particularly good at generating Cantonese voiceovers, so this one will be in English completely. There are some rumours claiming that the IR questions you get will indicate your final grade. This is a myth, not a fact. So do not worry too much about that. First of all, due to copyright concerns, the questions have been paraphrased. When you look at these two questions, which one do you think is easier? Based on my experience, it is easier to come up with a basic answer to question 1, but it is far more difficult to come up with a more advanced answer to it. So, let's look at question 1 first. It is a simple yes or no question, hence it is easy to say something like, "Yes, of course, I would love to go to university." But what about the reasons? With questions like this, there can be a lot of reasons, but students often focus on just one factor, making it hard for them to stretch and enrich their answers. A lot of students may focus on the career prospect offered by different degrees. So, their answer might resemble the following. Yes, of course, I want to go to university because I want to get a better job in the future. A better job will mean a more comfortable life. So, what are the problems of answers like the above? The first thing one might notice is how short that answer is. It is short because it is limited in scope, as it fails to cover other factors that might come into play when choosing a major. It is short also because it is too shallow an answer. It fails to define key terms by elaborating on the details. What makes a job better? What makes a life comfortable? So, now let's look at what other factors one might consider when choosing a major. There are a lot of factors that come into play when choosing a major. Career prospect, your interest in the subject, peer influence, expectations of your parents, and tuition fee. This is not an exhaustive list, so there are other possible factors too. The list is just here to give you an idea on how to expand your answers. Given the time limit, you may want to focus on 2 to 3 of these and elaborate on them. As I do not want to make this video too long, I will demonstrate by using one of the listed factors. I will use the expectations of parents as an example, as this is a less common choice. I want to demonstrate how you can turn something you would seldom think of into something that will impress your marker. So, here is how I might present this factor. One other factor that will affect my choice of major is what my parents expect of me. It does not mean that my parents by any means try to restrict my choices. It is more about how I subconsciously want to make them worry less about my future. What if I want to become an actress? It sure will appear glamorous at first glance, but it also is a job with no guaranteed income. I will hesitate over choosing performing arts simply because I want to do the responsible and sensible thing by not making my parents worry. What about question 8 then? It is easier to get an above-average grade, but pushing it all the way up to the highest grade will be more difficult. With question 8, the scope of your answer is already set by the question. The 2 factors listed here work like a kind of scaffolding. So, a lot of candidates may have similar answers. To push it to the highest grade, you will have to go for depth, structure, and more advanced vocabulary. As this video is already very long, I'm afraid I will have to stop here. So, here is a little exercise for you. Comment about how you can tackle question 8. Before I end this video, may I remind you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the bell icon, please? Thank you.